Hello and welcome to another episode of Northside Now. This is the podcast where we take you on a tour through all of the ministries and the latest happenings around Northside Church to keep you better connected with your church family. My name is Patrick, and with me, as always, is my fabulous co-host, Glenn Miller. And also joining us today are some new guests that we've never had before. A bunch of ants all over the place. I guess, we've talked about this place being our bomb shelter, food shelter. We've got food storage here. I guess the ants have been listening as well, and they have decided to join us today in the podcast. So when we get done recording, I'm going to have to go find some raid. So ants, your time is limited. Well, but no, on a serious note, we do have a couple of new guests with us today. Emma Gaskill and Lauren will be joining us. They are a couple of our youth. They are some of the writers of this year's youth musical, and they're going to be telling us all about Firm Foundation. So, without further ado, Glenn?
Okay, we're here today with a couple of our writers. Two main writers, I guess, really, right?
Yes.
So Emma Gaskill and Lauren y'all were the two main writers.
Yes.
Kind of led the team, right? So tell me a little bit about how you come up with the idea for a musical. I mean, we're going to talk about Firm Foundation, which is the youth musical, but how do you come up with that idea and just kind of how you go about writing one?
Yeah. Okay. So we had a lot of ideas at first. It was just a lot of what's on everyone's hearts. What do we think people need to hear? And a lot of stuff was tossed around about identity and people being rooted and a lot of things like that. We had talking about adoption or foster care. It just seemed like everyone's hearts were kind of set on finding whose you are and who you are. And so then we wound up talking about Firm Foundation. And where you need to put your worth and your identity and all of that.
Cool. So what are some of the struggles that, because it's not a youth musical unless you have somebody that's got to go through something, right, to figure out life. And while that really probably is pretty real, I mean, we all tend to have a moment or two or a moment a day in life where we kind of be like, the aha moment, right? I get it now. So what is the kind of the aha storyline moment for this particular musical?
I mean, it's in the title. It's really just finding your firm foundation on Christ is what that aha moment would be. Kind of the family figuring out, and mostly the mom figuring out that that's what she needs to place her identity into and put all of herself into instead of trying to find a place in stuff that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Do y'all tend to find that at your age? Because I mean, it's definitely real for people your parents' age and, people, I think all the way up and down the spectrum. But do you feel like you really struggle with that? Like there's so many different things coming at you that, oh man, I can identify with that, or that's secure to me, or that's where I need to be. So do you feel like that's kind of something you struggle with just in your daily walk?
Big time.
Yeah.
Like social media is a big one. Placing yourself in academic success or with extracurriculars or even in work, which I feel like that's a lot for adults as well.
Well, I don't know. Social media is just about as big for adults as it is for kids.
Yeah.
I was on a recent trip and walked into a room full of pastors and youth pastors, and it was really funny because I walked in, everybody,
Oh my gosh.
a room full of adult males, and they all had their heads down looking at their phones.
Oh my goodness.
And they were like, what's up? Because I was just kind of looking at it. I was like, I feel like I'm walking into like a youth room or something in here.
Yeah.
So it's not just, I think the adults give the youth a hard time about that, but it's not just a youth thing.
Yeah. And what I think like a big thing for me that is kind of, I wanted to make sure personally that it got into this musical is that it's easy to be like, you don't want to put your self-worth in work and money and these things. But then sometimes there's a lot of good stuff that's shaky and unstable. Like in this musical, we really talk about people and like they can be really good people and they're not going to be there forever. So you have to put your foundation on something eternal. Even if your work is good work, it's not going to last forever.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great example too, because for teenagers, like, hey, especially for you two, and there's a couple of others in the group as well that are just graduated. Sure. If your whole identity and your whole walk with Christ is everything to do about this church and this youth group or your school, y'all went to a Christian school and kind of what happened there, because neither one of you are going to Christian. Well,
I so am.
You
I'm
are.
so going to a Church of Christ school.
But Lauren's for sure not. But And Emma, as much as that wants to be a Christian's college, it's not going to be quite as Christian as JCS was.
Yeah, a little bigger.
But, you're eventually have to take your faith on your own and make it a daily thing. You can't just wait to go to church. You can't wait to go to chapel or whatever it is. So, you can't put your faith into those things. Your faith should be in God.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the musical ultimately teaches us, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
What about the music this year? Any great rock and roll numbers? Any Willie Nelson songs?
No.
Oh.
Not this year. I
Foiled
wish.
again.
No, Imagine Dragons.
We got some cool Help. Is
Help is cool.
Pretty cool. But then we got some good old ballads.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Good old ballads.
Of course.
Never go wrong with a ballad.
Exactly.
Never go wrong. They're good.
What about dancing? Anything we need to be excited for dancing, or is it kind of a where were we at on dancing this
I
year?
feel like us four senior girls did a lot of the main choreographing, and it's been good. London choreographed Help, which has been fun. It's like kind of darker and partner work, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's not just like basic, your good old church musical. It's some good stuff.
It's some fun choreography.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Your last musical kind of thing, what are you looking forward to this year? As this comes out, we're recording it right before a musical starts, but as it comes out, you're going to be in the middle of it, at least on your second day. So what are some of the musical things that you're looking forward to?
Well, of course, tour. It's just so fun because it's such like a unique thing that you just get locked in a building with the same people. And what I always like about it is like you go into it thinking you're going to talk to these people and hang out with these people, and you always meet someone new and you make new connections.
Oh, yeah.
Every single year I've connected with someone different, and it's been really fun.
Good.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep like some traditions going from past musicals because we're kind of the last group that's been through the whole big old youth musical. Keep some traditions going and make some new ones and make those last because we have a pretty young group. There's not a lot of middle, high school. There's a good group of seniors and then a lot of younger ones. So I'm excited to kind of show them what we were shown in middle school and create that effect on them.
Yeah, that's true. We're young, very young.
I know. I'm excited to hang out with the middle schoolers. They're fun.
Yeah.
We're chopping the top of the tree out again this year, and it'll we feel really young again next year. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's how things ebb and flow.
You build.
That happens, and that comes through
it's
in
a
cycles.
regrowing year. There's every year of soccer.
So
It's just a rebuilding year. That's why we're not good.
That's everything with COVID and our early high schools. It's just every year's just been like we're getting there. We're getting back to where we were.
Yeah, 2 more weeks, or something weird like that. If I hear that statement one more time, I'm probably going to set my hair on fire and run through a wall or something. So 2 more weeks. I got so tired of it. Just give it a couple more weeks. Oh, goodness. So June 2nd and 3rd at 7 o'clock, and then Sunday matinee at 3 o'clock in Hope Hall. There's a nursery provided, correct?
Yes.
So if you have a little one, you don't think they'll sit for the hour and a half or so, definitely you can take them up to the nursery, and they've got great professionals there to stay with them. Yeah. I think we need to kind of tell our church people, because they're going to enjoy this. The setting in the narthex area is going to be decorated for Christmas in June.
Yes.
So we're going to beat Hallmark to their punch.
I know.
Because they start, July, they start Christmas, the new Christmas movies they make. So we're going to beat them to the punch this year. So why Christmas? Why did we choose Christmas as, it's not the whole entire thing, but it is a good chunk of around the story of Christmas.
In like the very first meeting with the whole cast, that was kind of brought up as like, why not have it instead of just summer clothes? Why not be fun and have some Christmas? Because we have lots of Christmas decorations. It's kind of easy. But it's just fun.
Yeah, I think it was cool, especially like Gracie, one of the middle schoolers who was on the writing team. Me and her were talking about like it was really good as we started developing some of the scenes with the family. That Christmas. When you think Christmas, you think family, you think Jesus, and everything's supposed to be just like we all got it together. We're a good happy family, and it was just kind of interesting to put this story in this time where everything's supposed to be happy and Jesus and family, and like what if something just comes in and wrecks that? So it was just a really poignant time to make this all fall apart.
And these things do happen for real life.
Yes.
The thing we're going to be talking about this year is a very, very normal thing, and there'll be people who've gone through this process. But it's just kind of happens. Yeah, the holidays.
Yeah.
It's all about Jesus and family, and
It's high emotion.
it's high emotion.
Either end.
I mean, there's some people in my family I'm not always excited to see around the holidays. You know what? I heard some comedian one time say, there's people you'll spend 2 hours with at Thanksgiving, but you won't go on vacation with them.
Yes.
So so there's a big difference there.
There's a line.
But so family, as much as we love them, we can really be aggravated, and we can be the aggravators.
Exactly. And you see that in the musical. It's fun.
Yeah.
You get to see a family dynamic.
Yeah, and also the coming back to school in January, that was a big part, especially for the oldest daughter that has college. That's a big part. But seeing the younger kids in middle and high school and kind of seeing that all unravel was a big one that we wanted as well.
So that's June 2nd and 3rd. That's Friday and Saturday night at 7 o'clock in Hope Hall. And then the 4th on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And just a matinee so that we can kind of get everyone home a little earlier, because we used to do that one, like even at 5, and we'd take the set down and everything. It's so late, and it's become such a world. Used to be that was kind of the last thing, and everybody would take a week off and just chill. But it's become such a world where we pack our summers so closely because there's so much we try to do in 8 weeks. There's not very long anymore. And people are leaving that next morning for trips and stuff like that. And so you can't stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning from a musical anymore.
Yeah, that was me. Every single week, it always worked out where we had a beach trip that weekend. So I would have to pack up right after the musical Sunday. I think I've been to like one cast party out of the 4 that we've done. Yeah,
it's tough to squeeze everything in anymore. Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what weekend, what week. You just can't get everybody to everything.
Yeah, for sure.
That was one thing about COVID. People, at least initially, were excited to get on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, hey, look at you up there in the corner,
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, we're kind of back to the normal stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, Firm Foundation is the name of the musical. We would encourage you to invite all your neighbors and friends and everybody in the church.
It's free.
It's free. We are going to be doing a little bit different service schedule, and Patrick will talk about that in a little bit on June 4th. We'll do some of the music during the service in Hope Hall, but you're not going to really reveal a whole lot until then. So
you have to come and see
it. So you got to come see it this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Music's only a little bit.
We've been on 6 in the City, and we're going to be on several radio stations and other TV stuff and newspapers and things. So we're glad y'all were able to come and drop in to the Northside Now studio.
Yeah, happy
Yay.
The podcast room.
Happy to be here.
It's fun. I've never been in here.
You've never
in the podcast setting.
It's a different world, isn't it?
It's fun.
Cool.
They did really nicely decorated.
Yeah,
It's so beautiful.
By the end of this week, you'll be so used to hearing yourself, you're not going to be able to stand it.
I know.
So.
Yeah.
Last year, saying the same thing 4 times was like, I was like, oh my goodness.
So yeah, that'll be fun. But Firm Foundation Youth Musical for 2023 going to be a fun season, and been here with Emma Gaskill and Lauren Day. June 2nd and 3rd at 7 o'clock. June 4th at 3 o'clock in Hope Hall. If you're going to bring a big group, you got like a ton of family. If you're got everybody and their best friend coming to watch, or you're like. Hopefully the whole JCS senior class is coming by.
That's what I'm hoping for.
They better be.
They better.
All right. So we're calling out the senior class at JCS.
Exactly.
Y'all better be dropping by, because y'all got some classmates doing the
Exactly.
best musical in the county.
Yeah, yeah, for
West
sure.
Tennessee even.
America.
I'd say Tennessee.
Probably America.
You know what? Let's just go.
Yeah, probably anywhere. So come check out Firm Foundation Northside. It'll be a blessing. You'll be blessed by our students, and I guarantee you this will be one of those where you walk away and go, I need to make sure I get myself on a Firm Foundation as well.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank y'all. It's been fun hanging out with y'all so much this week.
I know.
And so. So
haven't seen the end of us.
I know we've got more to go.
It's just now starting.
Got more to go. So we're going to have a good time. So come check out Firm Foundation. We'll see you.
Woo.
All right. Wow. Yeah. You don't want to miss Firm Foundation, the youth musical presented by the students of Northside Church. That's going to be June 2nd and 3rd at 7 p.m. in Hope Hall here at Northside Church, 2571 North Highland Avenue. And also on June the 4th at 3 o'clock p.m. Don't want to miss those. It's free admission. Nursery will be provided. And if you've got a group of 15 or more, you can reserve seats on our website or on the app. Just go to northsidejackson.com/events, and you'll be able to reserve seating for your group of 15 or more. Also coming up here at Northside, we're going to have a couple of Safe Sanctuary training events. Safe Sanctuary, if you don't know, is an essential cornerstone to the safety of all of us here at Northside. Safe Sanctuary is mandatory training that everyone goes through to be in ministry with children, youth, and vulnerable adults. Initially, you're trained in person. You fill out a packet of papers, and then there's a background check that's done. And you have to renew that training yearly to stay in good standing with whatever ministry area you work with here at Northside. Vacation Bible School and the start of school have been some critical dates for us in the past to do the training, but COVID kind of threw a bit of a wrench into our paperwork and our rhythms, so we're going to offer some early training this year. There's going to be 2 different in-person pieces of training in June. If you have never been Safe Sanctuary trained, or it has been a long time since you've been trained, or you don't like to do online training, these dates are for you. They only last about 20 to 25 minutes, but still, Safe Sanctuary training is mandatory if you want to work with VBS, any of the children's ministry, youth ministry, mission trips, ushers, greeters, if you want to drive the van or the transport, whatever. Basically, if you're in any area of ministry where you have to work with children, youth, or vulnerable adults, then Safe Sanctuary is for you. Those 2 times are going to be June 11th at noon in the gym, and the other available time is June 14th at 6:15 in Hope Hall, 6:15 p.m. in Hope Hall. If you have been trained in the last year or so, you can do the training online. You don't have to worry about the background check again. Those are only due every 5 years. However, you do need to have your Safe Sanctuary training completed by June 14th if you want to help with VBS. If you want to do it online, you can find that at northsidejackson.com/Safe Sanctuary, or you can find a link to it on our children's ministry page. Thanks so much for everyone that wants to help serve our church and our visitors. It's nice to know that we take safety so seriously, and this can be an excellent place for us all to grow in Jesus together. So if you have questions about that, email Glenn. That's Glenn@northsidejackson.com. Thanks. The other big announcement we have coming up, make sure you put it on your calendars, VBS, Vacation Bible School, July 10th through the 14th. We're needing volunteers for that, so you can sign your kid up, or you can sign up to be a volunteer. You can email Miranda Goldsby, miranda@northsidejackson.com, or you can go to our website, northsidejackson.com/VBS. You can also find links to sign up on our events page and on our children's ministry page. But if you just go to northsidejackson.com/VBS, you'll find links to sign up both your kid and sign up to be a volunteer. We're needing all the help we can get. But that'll be July 10th through the 14th from 9 to noon. Well, thanks for podcasting with me. And thanks to all of you out there in the world for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Instagram at Northside Now Podcast. Go to our website, northsidejackson.com, or email us at podcast@northsidejackson.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Once again, this is Patrick, and that's what's happening at Northside Now.